Let's talk about plotting in Python. First thing we're going to do is just import numpy as np, and then I want to import matlplotlib. Excuse me. I want to import matlplotlib .pyplot as plt. So starting with these two, we're going to have the tools that we need to do a basic plot. Technically, we could get away without using numpy here, but it's kind of useful to start a simple plot. And the way we'll do it is to start off, we'll do an XY plot. So down the line here, we'll have something like plt.plot XY, but we want to build what the X and Y are. So for these, I'll use a vector. So if we use X is equal to, now this is why we used the numpy part, np dot, and then we'll use linspace -2 to 2. So that's my the range at which these x's are going from. I'm going to go from -2 to 2, and then let's do 10 points here. And let's get a feel for what this linspace is doing by plugging it down here into the interpreter. We ask for what x is, we see that we get an array starting at -2 and ending at 2. And we have exactly 10 points. That's what this linspace command does. Of course, we could have programmed these in many different ways, but this is a quick way to get exactly 10 points, starting at -2 and ending at 2. From here, I'd like to do some type of XY plot. So let's do something simple like a parabola. So I'll say y is equal to x squared. Remember that in Python, star is how we take an exponent. And then we can just take a look at this plot. It might seem like we have everything we need here, but if I hit run, then, I have to save the file, of course. So we'll call it something like plot dot, maybe plot practice .py. If I hit run, you notice that nothing happens. And that's because what this command plt.plot is doing is just kind of creating a space for Python to store the plot, but it hasn't shown the plot. So in order to show the plot, we would use plt.show and then parentheses, and it will show us what it has been kind of secretly plotting in the background. So we hit run here, we get a nice parabola showing up. Notice that there are only 10 points here. So that's why the parabola is looking a little bit jagged. In fact, what Python is doing is just connecting those points with lines. And you can see this a little bit more clearly by putting on some additional options. So for instance, if I use something like dash star on the plot and we run it, and we see exactly those points showing up. If I want to see just exactly what is being plotted, it's really just these points, the XY coordinates of the points we've given showing up right there. Of course, if we wanted something, say, if we wanted our parabola to look a little bit nicer, not so jagged, we would use more points. So to do something like that, and let's change this back to, well, let's keep it as a star for a moment. If we run, we start plotting many more points. So if we just do a standard plot without this extra option, then we get a fairly nice looking parabola, right? So if we were to zoom in a lot, we would see kind of little jagged lines connecting these, but it's pretty good just to get a nice visual on these. Okay, so there are a lot of different options you can use. You saw this one of the dash star options. We could also use something like, we can change the color of the plot by doing something like, we can change it to green and maybe use a dash style. So something like this. Here we have a dash style. We have a lot of different options. If we want to do more than one plot, then we can say copy this. Maybe here we'll do, instead of that particular y, we'll use maybe x star 3. So a cube there, and I'll change this one to, let's say B for blue. By the way, black is K because B is already blue. If we run this, maybe we'll use a, say something like a something a little bit fancy, this is a dotted line with triangle markers. We do something like this. We get a sort of triangle thing showing up for our cubic, and here we get that quadratic. Of course, a plot has zoomed out a little bit to show more of what's going on the screen. So you can plot two plots on each other just fairly easily by just plotting one after the other. In practice, you can leave off, if you leave off the colors entirely, then we get Python sort of, or matlplotlib's built-in color scheme, which is pretty nice. So you can have, you don't have to worry about resetting, about picking colors as you go. Generally, these will be selected rather nicely for you. That's kind of it for basic plotting. If we want to see a little bit more, we can do something like help plt.plot. And here we'll get many options. So you may have seen this in the last video, different color options we can use, different character options. So you saw that one there, different line styles, and so on. There are many different options that you can add to your plots. So I encourage you to play around with those a little bit and see what's going on. That's it for basic plotting. Next, we'll talk about 3D plots, labeling, legends, and subplots, in addition to saving plots to files. But we'll wait on those things till the next video. Thank you for your attention.